Hello. Hi, everyone. Am I coming through okay? Can you see me and hear me and that? We're going to play some LA-1, some cyberpunk detective agency stuff. Hey, Trevor. Hey, James. How's it going? Hopefully, there's a bit of a lag in the stream. Hopefully, you can see and hear me and that. So, this is a fairly recent delivery. I think it's probably been here a couple of months now. And this is, for me, is like one of my most anticipated games. It's taking me ages to get around to it 'cause I've been dead busy with all the other videos that you've seen and also Baby. But yeah, we're finally getting around to it now. So I've had kind of half a game last night learning it and kind of setting everything up how it would need to be on the stream and stuff. So this is my first proper game, really. So this is I say like a storytelling game. It's not like a storybook game like Agents of Smirch or something where we're going through a great big book. It's more like an old fantasy flight like an Arkham Horror or an Eldritch Horror. Not massively like either of those games, but it does share a co-designer of LA-1 is original Arkham Horror designer Richard Launius, who's the co-designer on second edition. Has done a billion things besides the Arkham, but that's one of my favorite games. So that's why interest was massively piqued when this came on Kickstarter. Was it one of the crowdfundings? So the way it works is there's a nuclear wasteland and stuff, and we are stuck in LA. All the cities are like fragmented by it all. LA-1 is what? It's Los Angeles. There is the underground kind of scary place. There's the crypts and the mutant warrens in LA-2, the underworld, and all the rich folk have shoved off to the skies in the city of angels up there, and you can go there, but you need passports and stuff to do it. It's going to be harder to do. So it's roaming to locations, having encounters, telling an emergent story through the gameplay. We hope, but rather than it just all being cards and say picking an ancient one in Arkham, there are cases in LA-1. There are 5 cases in the base game. Saying that right? Yeah, 5 cases in the base. Or is that the expansion one? There are 5 cases overall with an expansion one, I think. But the cases, it's like say 3rd edition with a codex of cards. Like there's a big tray of numbered cards, and many of these cards have multiple of the same number. So even if you're replaying a case, it's not particularly going to be the same thing every time. So we're going to start it off with kind of tutorial case, big bounties over here. And the encounters you'll have at the locations are all in decks and shuffled up as well. There's a darkness deck keeping us in track. I think we're ready to get started because I'm not sure how long the game is going to take. And we ideally need to be done by 10. That's why I've started a little bit earlier here. So let's get to it. And you can support me on Patreon, or you can join as a YouTube member if you would like to. So I'm able to keep doing this, and I really need your support at the moment. Yeah. So let's have a look at the case. Which camera is not sideways? This one. Because the locations I've done sideways so you can see. So case number 1, big bounties. And a lot of this just tells you like the setup of our game, but we have a bit of story to set things up. The Great Escape from LA-2's Hell's Gate prison would be a terrible event if not for the financial opportunity it offers Mason Doyle Investigations. In fact, it couldn't have come at a better time. The business is deeply in debt and the owners will lose it, their homes, and most likely their lives if they cannot make payments to the unsavory folks, their loan sharks. At a minimum, they could be sentenced to work camps in the crypt. But if we get enough credits from collecting bounties, we should be able to pay the lenders, make payroll, and actually get ahead of the bill collectors for a change. How hard could it be to capture these escapees? There's no way any of these criminals could make it to the City of Angels, so they've got to be hiding out in the LA-2 underworld or Old Angeles. We know this city better than anyone. Objectives of the case: collect enough bounties and work side jobs to pay off Mason Doyle's debts. The players win when they have banked 80 credits. And we go to certain cards if we do that or fail. There is a darkness track. If that reaches the end before we've met our goal, we lose. So in the setup, nobody starts off with any money. So it's a bit of a strange one because there's a lot of places on the board where we can spend money to do things. But we don't start off with any. Everyone gets an extra karma instead, which you can use to help you with tests, or locations will become dark and become more dangerous. You can spend karma to make them light again. We set up tokens on the board that are going to be basic ones that you can use to help us out, or these orange ones are clues. They're things you need to advance your case. And then we have some wanted criminals that we are after. The Darkness deck, there are loads of different sets that are shuffled up. We start on space 3, higher if we were more players. And things are going to happen when we reach space 9 or 12. Special rules in this case. When we gain credits, we can immediately place any number of them on the case card. Credits not banked at the time can only be banked again by performing an action at Mason Doyle Investigations, which is a location on the board. The case is solved the moment the number of required credits are on the case. We've got a special action where if we are at a location, see all of the locations apart from in the City of Angels have these 180 cards on there. They are potential locations of these wanted fugitives that are worth different amounts of credits for finding them. If we have a clue token and there is a 180 card there, we can spend that clue token as part of our investigation action to see what's on the card. There are a load of duds as well as a load of the criminals that we're after, and yeah, hopefully we'll find them. And if you fail to capture them, they'll escape and stuff. And that is the case that we're on. Our characters, we have Ronnie Mace, who is Mace of Mason Doyle Investigations. Our characters are strong in some things, so these are the skills we're going to be tested in, rather than it being dice like the Eldritch and stuff that I've been talking about. This uses a card system. So everyone has got their own unique deck of cards at the start of the game. It's a mixture of these skills, and there are also items in there. Ronnie's setup on the other side of her card told us where to start, what she should start with. She's actually losing a lot of credits to start with in exchange for just 1 karma. But she starts with this blaster out, which will help us in muscle tests. This fist symbol here. It's cool how the tests work. We also have a special ability. Anytime you would spend a karma, you can instead place a token on heat. Everyone's got 5 heat. You will be forced to place it. Sometimes you can choose to place it in here. Often bad effects will happen to the person with the most heat on them. So it's not a great thing to have. So that's one of our players, and we've also got Tina Wu, the hacker, who is good at mind and mech. We have a thing with helping us in tests as well. You'll see when we do tests, all these symbols will make sense. Different deck already, and one of Tina's starting things, after she draws her starting hand, she got a skill upgrade from the location that she starts in, which is Old Angeli's LA-1 deck, which happened to be this 2 Mojo card, which will help in a Mojo test. So how do we do all of the bits? Hey, Logic, how's it going? It's all on your player board. Apologies for the zoom out. The board is huge, and I can't really say that with it's as big as an Arkham or an Eldritch, probably. It's just the fact that it's sideways makes it more difficult. So we have the Darkness phase first. The lead investigator token would normally pass at this point, but not in the first turn. The lead investigator, if Doyle or Mace are in the game, because it's kind of set from their point of view, they don't have to be in the game, but the intro is like as if it's from Doyle's point of view. One of their points of view, anyway. So if they're in the game, they start off with the lead investigator token. And I should say, like, I backed it on Kickstarter, so it came with wooden versions of a lot of cardboardy things and that metal first investigator token. Why wouldn't we use it? Hey, Monica, how's it going? So yeah, be a little bit different. It did come with minis, but I thought, for visibility's sake, I haven't painted them. I haven't painted it in a long, long time now. I really want to get back to it. But we use standees for now, and we can lie them down. It obviously comes with stands for them. But for bird's eye purposes, we'll lie them down. So, past the first investigator token, not in the first turn. Then we draw a darkness card. And hopefully, my green screen cam... it's not set up perfectly, but it was hastily done, so you might see through some text, but I think it's zoomed in okay. It's doing its best. If there's any bribing to be done, count me in, especially if you are looking to bribe me. The lead investigator, so Ronnie, does one of the following. Place 2 tokens on heat to gain 5 credits, or advance darkness to gain 10 credits. Oof. And then, each investigator with 2 or more tokens on heat can discard a mojo card to reclaim one of their tokens. Well, that's not relevant because Ronnie does not have any mojo cards in hand. Tina does. So 2 tokens on heat to gain 5 credits or advance darkness one. Remember, if darkness gets to 18, we lose the game. There is a way of bringing it back, but you can't bring it back between these sections. Once it reaches 5, it can never go lower than 5. Same as 14. But we do need it to advance sometimes to make these tokens refresh. We don't start off with any money. That's a really attractive prospect. 2 heat for 5. A darkness for 10. I was pretty sure what I was going to do. But I'm very tempted by that. I was just going to take the cheaper option. But 10 money is really potentially helpful. We're gonna take a darkness. Let's risk it. That goes in the darkness discard because nobody's got any heat right now. And 10 acrylic credits head into Ronnie Mace. Which, is it any time you gain credits? Yeah. We could put those straight on the case. That's 10 out of 80 that we need. I think we'll hang on to these, though. We'll use money from bounties on this. This is just a reminder of basically what I read to you in the case file here. We may get other cases as well that we need to complete before the end of it. So, we've had the darkness phase. Now we move to the action phase, and everyone gets 2 actions. You can move anywhere. It costs a passport, though, to move from not the City of Angels to the City of Angels. You can take one of your heat back. If you are in LA-2, you can get 2 of it back. You can draw 1 to 3 cards from your deck because you don't draw cards normally. You need to take this action to refill your hand. Then you check your hand size, which is usually 5. Your deck, you will also be made to burn cards, so discard cards from your deck. This is bad because you also don't just get to shuffle your deck back together. It's an action that we'll see later in the investigation phase, and is it in the investigation phase or is it in this phase? It basically turns, you have to turn your location dark, so it gets harder. Like every time you gain a clue from here, you take damage. And you can't use that again for shuffling your deck. There's ways to make locations light again, but yeah, drawing cards you need to, so you've still got them, but you're also burning through your deck loads. Black market is just off camera here. You gain a heat, put 1 of your tokens out here, and you can buy one of these generic tokens based on their symbol. They cost 3, 4, or 5 credits. And you can see the effects over here. So we've got a local skill. Draw 3 local skill cards. This is what Tina started with. Draw 3 and keep 1. We have got an alibi, reclaim any 3 heat tokens. And then we have got what we might really want here. A light token, reduce darkness by 2. Might be worth doing. That one is 5. But even though it would mean Ronnie would end up with 1 heat on there and only 5, we'd set it back 1 less than it was already at, so maybe that's worth doing. Okay. Yeah, you can buy one of those. You can move the encounter card at your location to the bottom of the deck and reveal a new one. Now, they are... Have I got the angle set it right? I think so. Now, stakeouts are generally easier things. The investigations are harder, but they will lead you to getting these tokens more likely. And they usually give you a clue. So this one's just a question mark, but usually they give you a clue as to which skill might be tested on that card. So if you see something you're not good... If there's nothing you're good at on there, you can spend an action to put it on the bottom of its deck. And there is bribe contact. It says at the top of these skill cards here, 5 credits to draw 3 cards from your local skill deck and keep 1 of them. And there may be actions hidden amongst your things. So, Ronnie is first up and starts at Mason Doyle Investigations. We want to try and get a skill token, so a clue token. So they're available at Ashtown and the Crypt. So maybe we should go. You take a damage for entering the Crypt. There are 2 available in Ashtown. Maybe we should both go to Ashtown. So what's good here? Mind is great for Tina. Tina has got 2 mind cards. Mojo's decent as well. Move. Tina's better at all this stuff. There is no true solo in it. You have to play at least 2 characters, yeah. And some case, like the next case, I'm sure it's the next one, says ideally don't play this with 2. You need at least 3. And my response to that is, well, fine. I don't think it would be too hard to add another character to this. But where are they going? I can just about cram 4 characters in Eldritch Horror on the screen. I could zoom out a little bit more than this. There's a little bit more table space, but I always want to zoom in as much as possible so it's clear. But like, even a 3rd player, where are they going? Because they need a board and stuff. I suppose like I could tuck some player boards under the board and each other because it's all me, so we don't need to know all of this. Nice as it is to be on your player board. Maybe just have the character cards out and not give them a player board. That's a job for another day, though, isn't it? So going to Ashtown is nice, but Tina is way better at this card. Now, sharing a location is good because you can help each other out with cards. But I don't think Tina would need help with a mind. But it might not be mind. Maybe she should go there and she doesn't investigate this card. So moving is an action. And then I think she is going to gain a heat and pay 5 of these lovely 10 credits to buy this. And she can analyze that with one of her 2 actions right next time. She can't do it right now, so that might mess us up a little bit. That we haven't got 2 actions to do that with anymore. It is one of the actions, isn't it? Yeah. So hopefully, we've still got a chance to do that. Tina is going to come over to Ashtown, and here you can discard and redraw any number of skill cards when entering the location. If you want to try and get better stuff. The downside for Ronnie there, I suppose Ronnie could do the mind investigation and Tina could contribute a 3 towards it. Maybe we should both investigate. So she's going to come over here. And then actions early on, especially because we haven't started with any money, are a bit harder to get. We don't want to prepare and draw more cards. We'd have to discard stuff. Oh, you can play cards that you've got. I forgot that. Ronnie can play her vest. You can discard when suffering damage to block 2 of it. You can have 3 things in play at any time. Tina's got this neural implant. Discard to make mind or mechanical skill cards you play wild. So even if this comes out as not ending up being mind, she could get something to help. We don't want to put this card at the bottom of the deck. Hasn't got any money to do this or get more credits. So I don't think I've got another action that Tina can really do yet. I don't think. She hasn't got one of these tokens either. Are those, a free action is trade. Ronnie could trade this to Tina, and then Tina could spend it, which would set darkness back 2 spaces. And then we need, where's my basic bag? Black market, I believe, should always have 3 things in it. So we've got a little health pack there. A stem pack, I should say. Discard all of your damage. It's pretty good. And that's a big 5 credits as well. So we move on to the investigation phase, the last phase of a round, where everyone gets 1 choice of action. You can advance your case. It'll tell you on your case what you need to do. In our case, it is spending one of these orange clue tokens that you've gained to investigate a suspect card at your location. You can investigate, which is read the card at your location and see what happens. You can fight the darkness. If you're on a dark location, you can pay 2 karma to turn it light again, or you can rest, discard 2 face down damage If you're at Mason Doyle Investigations, then you can discard an additional one. We're both going to investigate, I think. So it starts off with Ronnie. Now, this might be better for Tina, but Tina can still help out. So let's bring the green screen back on. Investigating in Ashtown. It's been a long day. You collapse half drunk and fully dressed on the couch and close your eyes. You're awakened by a pounding on your door. As you crack it open, two angry cops shove their way in, announcing they have some questions for you. The encounter lasts hours. Test Mind 5 or Mojo 6. So, we have a test. At this point, you can commit cards of that type to the test. People at your location can contribute one card. So this would have been perfect for Tina to do. But Tina can still contribute one card to this test. So that's 4 towards the 5. And then we leave it up to fate. That's the wrong level. So we need to draw from this fate deck. And at the top of the card... Oh dear, that's not a good start. At the top, it's got a modifier for the test that we're doing, -2. Then it has got a skill type. So this is wild. If you draw a wild, or the skill that you are testing... Are you talking rubbish there? If you draw a wild, you need to draw another one. I think if you draw the skill that you're testing as well, you keep drawing. Make sure I'm not making that up. Draw skill test. Yep, you're absolutely right. So if it matches the skill we're doing, which is mind, or it's wild, you draw another one and keep drawing until you draw something that's not wild and not the type that it's currently testing. Some have 2 types on there. So at the moment, we have got 2 when we need 5. There are ways that we can change things. Like you can use 1 karma to ignore a fate card and draw again. Or spend 2 of it to turn a location light. So Ronnie could do that. Has a karma to spend. We could just ignore that. -2 taken away from the test. I think, yeah, we'll spend a karma. Maybe she can put heat out, but while we've got the karma, we might as well use the karma, haven't we? So we're going to ignore that and redraw it. Because I don't mind drawing more cards, but I would like it to be something really good, like +3. So, it's not the skill we're testing, so we don't need to draw any more cards. Ronnie has these symbols here. If she's testing Moxie, she gets a +1 no matter what. And if we draw muscle cards, Ronnie can discard them and draw again without needing to spend anything. We don't want to do that, though, because that's really helpful. There's a location on the bottom of these fate cards. That's for when we need to do something to a random location. We'll draw a fate card and it'll tell us where. So, evaluating all of that, we have got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 towards a test, which was for Mind 5, so we succeed at it. So your cards get discarded. So does the fate card. You not only send the detectives packing with no real information, but you manage to finagle some information from them. Gain the top token from any location in LA-1. Oh, that's lovely. As it is, we want these clues. So I think we're going to gain the fingerprint. Why not? It might make a difference to the encounter that you have. We don't know what encounter we're going to have yet. So yeah, we'll be happy with that. And now for Tina, we have this mystery investigation card. Could change her mind and do something else. Well, I think we investigate. Let's see these cards while we're at it. Let's zoom in on Tina and get the wobbly green screen up. You follow an informant to Celadon Casino. You watch him gamble for over an hour before you grab an empty seat at his table. After you cheat your way to several winning hands, your informant goes all in, reluctantly tossing his prized wristwatch into the pot. Test Mind 6. That would have been good before I got rid of the Mind card, wouldn't it? So, we've got 2 towards this test, but we have some karma to spend. So, where's my fate deck? Oh, it's up here. Ronnie can't help. +2, and that would mean we don't draw any more. So that would be 4 towards our 6. I would really like another clue. That would really help us out. Mechanical or wild, but that's not going to help us, is it? Can't discard it for free. We've got a Karma. It is a nice +2. I suppose it's unlikely that I'm going to succeed at this. So it might be just throwing things at nothing. Mechanical, that would stop us drawing and just give us +1. But I can discard those for free and draw again. And then we're at muscle +1 again. We need Fate Plus. I'm banking on this working. We've got Mojo. It's not going to happen, is it? I've burnt 2 Karma basically for nothing. Oh well, burn a third one then. Ah, +1 Mojo. Thinking surely it's got to... It can't get worse than this. So Tina has an ability. When you fail a skill test, you can set aside a card from your hand, removing it from your deck for this game. If you do, gain the top card of the local skill deck. I think Tina is going to become weaker at muscle, I think. It's just a card from your hand, yeah. So Tina is going to get rid of that muscle card and gain the top just the top card of the local skill deck, which is 1 for Mojo or Mechanical. So we've gotten a little bit better at those skills, but there's a price to pay, isn't there? You fumble the ace from your sleeve and are surrounded by bouncers. Lose all your credits. Tina has none, but that's not good because if less than 5 are lost, we increase darkness by 1. So back where we started with the darkness, unfortunately. Get the band every time. Hey, Morgan Knight. Have you been playing? Great. I'm glad other people, like, obviously other people back this, but I'm really excited about this. I don't feel there's been enough buzz. And I'm just glad for more, like, narrative games like this. Because I love Arkham and Eldritch Horror so much. They are... I mean, I haven't worked out top 10s for many years, since before I got back into those games. But I'm sure they'd be in my top 10 now. Well, there's just not many games like them. Hey, Joel, how's it going? Sabrina and Rach. Oh, very good, thanks. Sabrina is standing up on her own a little bit sometimes. Getting ready to walk. But I think her teeth are hurting or something at the moment because she's been a bit fussy the last couple of days when usually she is not at all. So we failed the test. Bad times, but we got a little something out of it. And adjusted Tina's deck a little bit. So that is our investigation checks, and we've got a clue. It would have been great to succeed at that. That's why I shouldn't have spent all of that karma. It's daft. I wouldn't spend clues in Arkham to do all of that. Why have I spent all my karma in this to do it? But at least we've got one clue, and we can go and look at somebody. I'm gonna need a fan in here. It's getting roasted, and it hasn't even started being hot weather yet. Darkness time. Oh, we need to swap the first player token to Tina. There's no place like home. That is true even if home's a one-room apartment in Torrance. Each investigator in LA-1, that's both of us, can discard 2 damage cards or take a token back from heat. Oh, a nice one. So no one's got any damage yet. Blackmailed. The lead investigator places a token on heat. Uh-oh. Then the investigator with the most on heat must pay a credit for each of their tokens there, or advance darkness by 1. And then advance darkness by 1. Okay. So darkness just ticked over into 5. Suddenly things aren't looking very good. Maybe this is going to be a short stream after all. So we need to turn a random location dark because we've gone over this gap here. That's what that symbol means. And we cannot go down from 5 darkness now. So it's going to be Ashtown, unfortunately, goes dark. Skill tests at this location are increased by 1. We can go somewhere else to try and catch a fugitive. We've got the clue token there. Don't have to stay here. Okay. So that's the darkness phase anyway. That's the bad stuff. Tina is first. Tina should maybe draw some cards. At least draw a couple to fill her hand back up. So that's 1 action. You can draw between 1 and 3 cards. So he's good at mechanical and can discard this to make that wild. We don't really want to stay here and make things 1 harder. We don't know what that is. That's Moxie, so good for Ronnie. So Ronnie could trade this token. To Tina. And we could both go to Torrance, and Ronnie could be the one hopefully testing Moxie, which Tina could help out with. Yeah. Let's go over here, and she drew up. Ronnie is going to follow. Don't have to be at the same place. Trade this token, which is a free action, and then maybe just draw up as well. We haven't been forced to burn any cards yet, which is nice. Still has 5 money. She wants to gain a heat, and we don't need to heal. We don't need to reclaim a load of heat. There's not a lot we need to do right now. Drawing a local skill would be nice, but you could just do it for... It's cheaper. It's only 3 to do that, where it's 5 over here. I'm really not looking forward to it getting hot. I've been really enjoying the dreary May. It's in my house. It's horrible in roasting usually, because it's actually been quite nice. Yeah, could just get a card instead. But no, let's just draw back up. Let's get 2 cards. She would like a muscle test, really. She got the blaster for that. Oh, something to help with Moxie might be nice. Okay, then. So, Tina, in the investigation phase, is going to spend the clue token. So we want to stay there, really, to get the top clue token on there. But everything's one harder, so I don't know what to do. And, yeah, we investigate the suspect that's there. Someone is there. So not all of these cards are suspects. There are 5 suspects and 12 of these cards. So a bit less than 50% chance of finding one. So this is Ronald Dagmar. Find his mugshot. I haven't got room to lay them all out. Here's Ronald. Wanted for hacking and stealing corporate intellectual property, corporate espionage, and electronic theft. Dagmar is known as a master of disguise, and although may not be considered dangerous, is on the run and unpredictable. So he is worth 25 credits, which isn't a lot. It's over a quarter of our goal, isn't it? I don't know if we'd donate it all. So we need a random 51 card. So I'm digging through. I wish there were dividers with this. It'd be a nice little bit. But 51. So, as I say, this is how it can be replayable, because not only are there 12 of these cards and you don't know which, you don't need all the fugitives, especially at 2 players, but each of these have got multiple cards to have investigation. So the jigsaw piece, if this is the clue token you used, you automatically succeed. It was not. If not, you have surveilled every seedy cyber cafe in the city and so far no luck in finding Dagmar. Test move 5. So between us we've got 2. Or mojo 4. Between us we've got 4. If we want to contribute both of them, I think so. We want to succeed at this, don't we? We want to catch him. Ronnie's going to contribute her mojo as well. So we have got 4. But then it's down to fate. See what I'll turn you off for a minute. So we're 4 right now. 5. And that is not the thing we're testing, because we went for mojo. So perfect. We succeed at that. Exhausted from searching countless cyber cafes, you wander through one of the more seedy ones and notice a hacker frantically packing up their gear. Dagmar is wearing a good disguise, but you recognise him. It's clear he senses trouble as he dashes out the door. You rush in pursuit, bursting out the door and into the crowded streets. Leaping over a toppled food cart, you make a flying tackle on Dagmar, sending you both tumbling into a gaggle of street performers. They scatter as you bounce Dagmar's head off the pavement, knocking him unconscious. The street performers burst out into a song. Bad boys, what you gonna do? They come for you. Gain the credit reward for wanted poster number 8. 25 credits. So, how much... We'll just put these... We'll put them all in a pile off to the side for another time. How much of the 25 do we want to commit to the cause? I think at least 15, right? At least 15. Yeah, Tina will take 10. And we'll put 15 on our case. We need 80 to stay in business or to win the game. So they are discarded for Tina, discarded for Ronnie, and we have progress. Now we need more clue tokens. So that is Tina's investigation. And you have been caught. The chase is over. And we need an investigation card for Ronnie, don't we? Just a standard one. It's mine. That's not good. Back at the office, a package is waiting for you with a tag stating, "This might help." Inside the package, you find a memory stick. Upon plugging it into your computer, it reveals an archive of hundreds of articles. Time to dig in. Mine 5. We don't have anything to help with this at all. So it's all going to be down to fate. With wilds and things, you could succeed at this. +2. So we have 2 out of the 5 we need. That's a fail, isn't it? Unfortunately, it was not Moxie, which we were hoping for. You spend all night sifting through the archive, but in your fatigue, you knock your computer off the desk onto your foot, breaking the memory stick. Gain a damage. Could get rid of a vest, but a vest prevents 2 damage. Now, the way damage works, you lay it all out in a line, or you're supposed to when you've got more space. Your 3rd damage goes face up, and it's got a penalty that you need to follow. So does your 6th. Your 7th kills you. So there is our first. We do have a medkit out and stuff. Not ideal, but we've done something good so far, haven't we? So, darkness. We shift back to Ronnie. We draw a card. So why did you just turn the green screen off then? The problem with putting 2 and 2 together is sometimes you get 4 and sometimes you get shot by a 44 Magnum blaster. Each investigator that has a weapon active, that is Ronnie, adds a token to heat. The lead investigator may take 3 damage to retreat darkness. If not, they need to burn 3 cards. Well, we wouldn't be retreating darkness. Otherwise, I'd say definitely go for it. And then we've got an effect that would matter to 4 or more players. So I think it's just going to burn 3 cards. I don't want to burn cards. Ouch. Okay. So where does that leave us for actions? So I can't remember how this was set up. Is there potentially... I think they're just all shuffled up, aren't they? All 12 were shuffled up. Yeah. There could still be a person here. But there is not a clue token. Someone could come over here and spend their investigation and 2 karma. So Ronnie, if we were both here, Ronnie could spend 2 karma to make this light again and get rid of the +1. Maybe we could have just stayed here in the first place. And then Tina could do the test. Yeah, Ronnie could come over. So why did we ever leave? And has 5 money still. Is going to buy for a heat and 3 credits. But then you're not going to have the action to do it. Okay, just spend 5 credits. And then at least we get to draw 3. And it shows you they're probably mechanical or Moxie here. Moxie might help. So could have an Omni tool. Discard a mechanical card. Don't have one right now. To draw 2 cards once per turn. That's nice. During an encounter in LA-1, before drawing a fate card, add +1 to your skill test. And it's got 2 uses before it gets discarded. Or 2 to mechanical, which this test isn't. I think the local contact is what she will gain. And that will go out. So we've got 2 nice uses of that as well as the blaster. Tina is going to follow for sure and has some money herself now. So does she want to draw 2 cards up from her deck? She wants to be good at one of these. Yeah, she's just going to draw 2 cards up and maybe buy in a future turn. Yeah. So, got 2 mojo. That's not very helpful, is it? Got 2 move between us. Oh, not very good at these tests. We don't have to do an investigate. So, Ronnie is going to spend 2 karma. 1, 2. Ronnie's special ability lets her add heat instead of karma. And we can turn this light again, so at least the skill tests aren't 1 harder than they should be. And all the locations have got special actions as well. Like here, we could spend 3 credits to get a passport so we can go up into the City of Angels. But we know that the bad guys aren't there in this particular case. So they're only in these locations. So that is Ronnie's investigation action. Can't have a card. You can Heal as well. 2 of your damage. But Tina, we might as well try and investigate. She could get rid of a card and gain one of these instead. Maybe we want to get to a different location at some point. But let's see what we're working with here. So, Tina has found in Ashtown. You follow your suspect through the crowded streets when a swarm of street urchins surrounds you. Test move 4 or mind 6. So the best thing that we can do at the moment, because we've spent all of our mind cards really, haven't we? Got no karma though. Got move 2. Oh, we could discard the neural implant to make this mechanical card wild. And that is 5 towards the 4 move test. Fate. -1, draw another. +1, draw another. +1, draw another. This is what we needed for that Tina's last test. And then we're not testing Moxie. +3. We got like 9. Well, thanks, Fate. I needn't have spent that mechanical card. So Tina has definitely succeeded there. Now, we spent a few too many cards to do it. You distract the kids with a show and deftly dodge around them, wisely keeping hold of your valuables. You continue tailing your suspect. Gain any token at your location. So there are face-down ones as well, if there wasn't a clue. Take a chance, because there are clues mixed in with these face-down ones. Maybe you're going to have to go to the City of Angels to try and find the clues. But Tina now has another clue, so we can investigate somewhere else. And that's around, isn't it? So, darkness time. Tina is first player. Are you still on? Nope, because that card's still there. You go on the bottom of that deck, please. Darkness time. When it rains, it pours, and it rains most every day in LA-1. Droplets thick with black ash and sometimes radioactivity. Each investigator in LA-1 takes a damage. Oh, I thought that said 3 damage at first. Okay. Not as terrible then. So that's 2 now for Ronnie, 1 for Tina. Then each investigator with 3 or more damage draws a random number 5 card. Haven't got it. Stormy weather. A putrid black rain is falling on LA-1, bringing on the darkness. Turn a random LA-1 location dark. East Angeles is... Oh, it is in LA-1. East Angeles has gone dark. When you enter this location, now you take damage. That was a lovely +2 card. If the location drawn is already dark, each investigator there suffers 2 damage unless they advance darkness by 1. That's not relevant because it wasn't already dark. Okay. What's the plan? We don't know what either of these are while we're here. We could just draw up. Tina has money, so might want to just gain... Could draw up 2 and then gain a card. What does this need to be? This could be Moxie. Mojo. Could be Mind, though, that we've already got rid of. So it's like we could move to the crypt. We don't know what that investigation is. We could discard the card, though. I wish I hadn't burned through all of that karma. Draw up. So just draw 2 cards and then you check your hand size. Maybe I should have done 3 because this is a lot of just 1s and stuff. Could gain one of these. And it could be something useful. Oh, Tina is going to do this, though. So we probably want to stay together, don't we? So Tina is going to buy a card. 5 credits with her other action. So what could we have? Oh, they're all items. So Persuasive Intuition. Discard to draw 3 fate cards in a Mojo test and choose which one you want. Dark Glasses give you +1 Mojo, -1 Muscle. Can choose to discard this in your action phase. Shady Disguise, you can move to a City of Angeles location without spending a passport if it's dark. Because if we're taking something to help with Mojo, this is discarded once it's done. And Tina's not good at muscle anyway. Might need... You could take the Dark Glasses, and then she's going to put them straight out. Okay. So that's 2 actions for Tina. And then Ronnie came along as well. Already? No, we came along last time, didn't we? So Ronnie could draw back up. Doesn't have any money anymore, so he's a bit more limited as to the actions she can take. Probably want to just draw up, right? And could heal. in the investigation phase and get rid of both of them. Ruby Goggles, during a stakeout that draws fate cards to draw 2 extra. This isn't a stakeout. The one underneath could be a stakeout. Maybe we want to get rid of this. Call those muscle cards. Yeah, second action, we'll discard this card. Same symbols. Maybe they're the same at the location. I haven't been noticing that. Maybe they are. Do you want the Ruby Goggles out instead of something else? I don't think so yet. No. So Tina's going to go first, and is going to spend the clue as her investigation to see what this is about. Uh-oh. It's not. It's not suspect. Time to think. Another dead end, but you managed to regroup. You can reshuffle your deck without turning a location dark or advancing darkness. So that's something. But that is one of our precious clues spent to do that. And then Ronnie is just going to be investigating normally. Ooh, is she? This location's terrible for that. Oh, why you face up? Maybe she should just heal. Still might be able to. She gets +1. Before drawing a fate card. It's not going to be muscle though, is it? She's going to have nothing towards it. Tina would be able to help with Mojo with 1. She can spend Karma though. Maybe you could heal both your damage. Yeah, but we need to get moving. Investigate. A probably pointless investigation. Your quarry enters an upscale opium den. You follow and watch them through a haze of pungent smoke. In time, the suspect and an unidentified person take the stairs to a private chamber. You rush to follow. Test move 5. Okay. So before drawing a fate card, you can gain +1. Why not? Let's use the local contact. We have got 1 towards this move 5 test. 4! I think a lot of the fate has already happened, hasn't it? Is it worth spending Karma? I don't think you're going to get anything close to being that good. No, don't. So burn a card is our punishment for that. Ronnie has 1 card left in their deck. It isn't that one. That's the one I discarded. So. Not good. Darkness. Ronnie is first player. And we need a card, don't we? I may not be a coroner, but I'm pretty sure that 4 bullet holes to the back is not suicide. The lead investigator may add a token to heat, draw a random basic token, or advance darkness to draw a random clue. That's what we'll do. We'll have a clue, please. Because this could still be a suspect. The investigator with the most tokens on heat, that's Ronnie, may add 1 more to gain a major skill upgrade card. Yes, please. Where have I put those? So this is a separate deck that we can gain things from. Let's go and look at Ronnie's cards. So, it's only a 2, but it's for 3 different skills. Cybernetic Arms is a condition, so this isn't one of your items. Your hand size is increased by 2. Play face up in front of you when you gain it. Or 3, and it's anything, but you have to place a token on heat when played. If you can't, you advance darkness, I think, when you need to take heat but can't do it. They're all nice. We're going to say Wild 3. I mean, course major skills are nice. And then the other thing was for 4 players or more. Okay. So, at Torrance, maybe Ronnie just needs to heal, or maybe she just needs to take a damage. But she's got a clue token. She doesn't need to move yet. Maybe she gives that to Tina. And Tina can investigate here. Ronnie is going to spend her investigation to heal this. And then next time we're going to both go to the crypt where we know a clue token is. So Ronnie is staying here for now. Can't draw. Oh, can bring a heat back, right? If you're in LA-2. Why doesn't she just move there now, then? Oh, because then we're not going to be together for the tests. Yeah, just reclaim a heat, so we've got some to be working with, especially if we're going to use the wild. Yeah. I think that's all she's going to do. Tina wants to stay here as well. Could draw cards and be discarding. Has still got 5 money. Yeah. I just want to see all of the cards, even though I'm just keep drawing from the same type. Probably going to be seeing repeats. So we could have 2 mojo, mechanical, or 1 of each. We're going to say 2 more mojo, because that could be the thing we're investigating. Although we're going to be trying to arrest a perp, aren't we? We'll buy a thing, and then might as well just reclaim a heat. Yeah, has +1 mojo as well, if that's going to help. Right, investigation. Ronnie is going to heal, because we're going to go to somewhere that's going to deal us damage. And Tina is going to investigate a suspect with an eyeball. So, is this going to be another dull dud again? It is. Oh, lucky break. The things you learn on the job. You may advance darkness to gain a major skill card. It's not a suspect again. Gonna do it. Feels a bit dicey doing it. Twice in one turn. So we could have quick thinking, used to take any skill card out of an investigator's discard pile and use it on a skill test, and then put it back in that discard pile. That's very nice. 4 on mojo, or 2 on 3 different things. We don't know what we're going to be investigating down at the crypt. We can make mojo wild, can't we? Just this is already wild, but it's only a 2. I don't know what the crypt needs of me. We'll take this quick thinking. Okay. Heat pedal to the metal crossover. We're racing around future Los Angeles. Okay, so could have been better, but could have been a lot worse as well. Darkness. Fortune favors the bold and sometimes the stupid. The lead investigator can take 3 damage to gain 7 credits. An investigator with 4 or more tokens on heat becomes wanted. Advanced darkness by 1. So we refill the tokens. We're not going to take 3 damage to get that money, by the way. Just remind me, we slide all of them up, and then based on the number of empty spaces, we do something different. Refill all the empty spaces on the game board. Slide all the tokens up to fill the topmost uncovered spaces at their location. Then count the number of empty spaces. If there are 4 or fewer, there are. Place a random clue face down on each space. So I don't think we turn these face up, do we? Now they're sliding up. Didn't tell me to do that. So we know that there are 2 more clues available in Ashtown. Face down. Face down. These are definitely clues. And some of these cards said gain any card here. So we've had the darkness. The plan was to go to the crypt. We know there's a clue there. We know there are clues here, but there's these to deal with first. If it's mojo, Tina is doing great with that. Maybe Tina will stay. What's she going to do with her turns, though? She's got no money. She's got no heat to get back. Could discard the card, but why? We can always come back. Things might be clues here as well. It's going to go here and take a damage, because that's what happens when you enter the crypt. And then... I don't know what other action she can do with no money. She can draw more cards, but she doesn't need to. She'd have to discard some because she's over the limit, so I think she's just going to leave it there. And then Ronnie is going to come back, and now being in an LA-2 space, can gain both of these as the heat action. And we're back into investigate. So we are both just going to... You're up to chance. Maybe it's always a question mark at the crypt. I didn't really come into LA too much in me test. You hide under the mine manager's desk as the night watchman flashes his light across the room. As he leaves, you hastily rummage through a desk and grab a couple of files. If you place a token on heat, you escape before the night watchman returns. Can do that. Either turn 3 face-down tokens at any locations face up, or gain the top token here. Well, the top token here is a clue, so we'll do that. And that's it for Tina's investigation. And then for Ronnie's investigation, you walk through the towering red cornstalks of the sprawling agri plantation, stopping only occasionally to talk to the mutant field workers. You hear a rustling and several workers ambush you from the stalks, surrounding and shoving you. If you want to fight your way out of this, Ronnie will fight her way out of this, thank you. Draw a random 1 card. How many ones have we got? We've got 3 ones. Top, middle, or bottom? Oh, it's a hotspot knot. And that one. I don't know what any of these are. With a hand, she's got a handful of... What would be talking your way out of it? Moxie? Maybe mind. She's got a handful of moxie and muscle. Oh, dear. Seeing fear in the eyes of the mutants gives you an adrenaline rush as you twist your hand free to grip your blaster. Oh dear. Do you pull the trigger? Or decide words over bullets? This is just bad whatever happens, isn't it? Because it's not a test. Maybe they're all like this at the crypt. Would we just shoot to kill someone? We're an investigator. We're not exactly the law. So this is bad whatever happens. Because we take a load of damage one way. We're going to shoot! Your shot hits the largest mutant holding you in the arm. In response, the other mutant tightens his grip around your neck. Blacking out, you muster your last energy to aim the blaster at your oppressor's head. Draw a fate card. We need this to be Mojo or a fate card. It is not. I assume we can't use Karma here? Used to discard a drawn fate card. It doesn't say in a test. Let me have a look. Oh, in the details, it's after drawing a card from the fate deck during a skill test, which this wouldn't be a skill test. So I don't think we can spend Karma to change this. Your shot hits the mutant square between his eyes, exploding his head like a melon. Add 3 tokens to heat and gain a random number 4 card. Oh dear, 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 dear. What have I done? I just wanted clues. It's not going well for Ronnie, is it? The number 4 card. She is wanted. You thought you had friends in the police station, but with friends like these, who needs enemies? Looks like they're accusing you of every small crime in the city, and you didn't even do half of them. We just killed someone. You don't have to accuse us of other stuff. Each time you take damage, draw a fate card. If it's Moxie or Mojo, draw a random 22. As an action, you can spend 4 karma to get rid of this wanted condition. Which you could do as fate cards, but that's rough. And that's the round, isn't it? Ronnie is first player, and it's time for some darkness. In LA-1, your ship never really comes in, but sometimes you get a dinghy. The lead investigator may spend 2 karma, she does have, to gain a clue token. Did it say to take some damage, that card just? No, 3 tokens to heat. I think that's why I didn't want to do the other thing. Yeah. So that is... Oh, 2 karma. Oh yeah, which would be heat for Ronnie. So Ronnie can do that. To gain a clue token. We're both going to be looking for suspects in the crypt. It's that one. The investigator with the most tokens on heat is visited by a vicious lone shock. They either pay 5 credits or take 3 damage. So, discard the vest to block 2 of it. That's only 1 damage. And then the pawn shop is not relevant to our player count. Great. So actions then. We're in LA-2, so maybe Ronnie just wants to lay low twice and reclaim 4 of this 5 heats. Oh, each time you take damage, draw a fate card. Mechanical. Oh, that was a +3 we've just lost. No, we don't resolve the wanted condition. So Ronnie is just doing that. We're going to stay here. Might as well, there's 2 cards here. Tina has 1 heat. Has 2 damage to deal with, really. We're not going to be dealing with the encounter card. So what does she even want to do? Don't need to move. Can't draw cards. So one action is going to be to bring heat back, and then I don't think she can do anything with another action. And we're going to investigate. So Ronnie is going to spend her test tube, and let's see what suspect is here. A good lead. You may advance darkness, which is going to trigger something, to move to any location and take the top token there. Just remembering what the tokens do for what we'd want to gain. So we're going to need some more clues. Maybe zip. This could be a clue, couldn't it? Yeah, you have to play at least 2 characters. We're coming back to Ashtown. She's going to want to move away, though. Because of the skills required. We need Moxie or Strength to be tested, really. And Torrents you want for that. But she can move there. Gain this. This could be a clue. It is a clue. She spent that to just do that. She's just gained a clue. Brilliant. Then, that's her investigation, isn't it? Found a 180. And Tina, we may never have to come back to the crypt again, is going to spend this to reveal Jose Pentara. But, oh no. Ronnie's gone to help us with the test. Jose. Find out more about him. He's worth 45 credits, so he's probably going to be a tough guy. Wanted for DNA theft and clone trafficking, Pentara has committed a number of crimes and is considered violent and dangerous. You're probably going to want muscle. It is believed that Pentara may use a cloning procedure to alter his appearance, but his facial scars should remain. He's worth 45 big ones. Draw a random 53. I mean, I know I'm not doing great right now, but I'm loving this. Oh, that was the token we used last time. Moxie 6. Oh, this would have been so good with Ronnie still here. We would succeed at this easy. Although not able to find Pentara so far, you have found one of his DNA stashes. You cart it away and are pretty sure he will want it back. Test Moxie 6. So there is 2 Moxie. Has Ronnie got any Moxie in a discard pile? It would be nice if any of these had entered the discard pile. Has not. Tina doesn't have a discard pile right now. So that is the best we can do. Haven't even got any karma. Maybe it was a really bad decision to move Ronnie away. Could have just stayed here and taken whatever this was. I don't think there's any way out of this, though. I've just made a bad decision and we've got to live with it. I believe we haven't got anything that's going to help us out. +2 puts us on 4. Can get rid of that. Might as well, because we're failing. +1. We can discard that. +1. So that's 3. Fate means you draw another one. 4, 5. That's not enough. But we can discard mine cards. 4, 5. And move I cannot discard. It came close, didn't it? 5 out of 6, unfortunately. But if Ronnie had stayed here, hadn't made Ronnie go away, we would have easily succeeded at that. So, there's a big price to pay here, it looks like. So when things go bad, they go really bad. Turns out Pentara has more loyal connections on the streets than you, so your ambush backfires. Pentara gets his DNA cloning stash back, you get some new scars, as well as an injection of DNA that you fear you are going to hate. Suffer 3 damage. Hey Mike, how's it going? So, damage number 1 is face... Well, this is damage number 3, so face up. No effect, discard. Oh, lovely. So this one's going to be face up instead. You may not perform a stakeout encounter. And then number 4 is face down again. Number 6 would be face up. Number 7 will kill you. If only we had a different type or something. That's not it. Take a random 23 card. Mutation, multiple arms. Yeah, I can hold a lot of things, like 2 guns, a knife, and a stun stick, but it's hard to find shirts with 4 arms. Your hand size is increased by 2, and you can have any number of items active, but each time you add a token to heat, you add an extra one. Have some space. There. Okay. Advanced darkness by 1, so we're going to be triggering something in a sec. And conduct bounty escape. Remind me what bounty escape was. How are we doing for time? Okay, I think. I was thinking... I don't know about the difficulty compared to others, because I've only done, like, half a game of this one. But I was thinking it's strange to have your introductory mission be, like, everybody loses money and gets a karma instead. I wondered if it should be, like, you get karma for every 3 of your starting money that you lost or something, because it seemed bad to be Ronnie, because she started out with loads of money and not much else. And that, like, without any money at the start, you're really limited with the actions. But I'm sure there are reasons I'm not thinking of. During the investigation phase at a location with 1 or more failed bounty hunts, the bounty card remains face up until a bounty escape is performed in the next darkness phase. Any investigator on the location can attempt to capture them by spending an action. What? And revealing a new encounter card for the bounty hunt, no clue token required. Does that mean an investigation action? Not just an action, right? Because in the next darkness phase, he's going to escape. No, but it says conduct bounty escape, doesn't it? So I suppose that's irrelevant. It says conduct it now. I assume I do it now. Take all the cards on the clue spaces Uh-oh. So some locations are coming back into the game. And shuffle them. And then starting in LA-2, deal a card to each here and then each here. Repeat until they're full. There we go. Ouch. That's where he's escaped to. That's both of our turns, isn't it? That was a bad one to fail. Okay. Darkness. Tina is first. Where are we? Sometimes a tip from an informant makes all the difference between success and failure. Investigators double the value on the first fate card they draw this round. One investigator with 4 or more tokens on heat. That's nobody. Advanced darkness plus... Oh, we need to do this. Forget you saw that. Draw a random 181. We went on the darkness track, didn't we? Escaping the bounty... Making the bounty escape confused me. Well, not confused me. Delayed me. It becomes clear that people are helping hide these escaped convicts, resulting in finding only empty rooms and dead ends. You need a break in the case, and at this point you would rather be lucky than good. The lead investigator may spend a karma to reveal a face-down token at their location. Then, the lead investigator may take it by advancing darkness. That's 2 clues. We've only got 1 card here. And then we're advancing darkness for this, aren't we? One investigator with 4 or more tokens on heat becomes wanted. Then the investigator with most tokens on heat gains 1 back. If no one became wanted, advance darkness plus 1 unless each investigator adds 2 tokens to heat. Okay, we'll do that. That's good. That's a good 181. And not bad darkness, really. Right. So Tina needs to go over to Ronnie and get a clue off her. She doesn't need to stay there. So leaving this location is bad, but we need to. Come here and trade a token. Let's have the fingerprints. Then you can stay here and draw. We should be together still. We might be able to help each other twice. Yeah, just draw with your other action. We'll get your heat back. Get your heat back first. Oh. She has to do an extra heat. Yeah, gain a heat back first, which would be 2 in LA-2, and then move here and do the trade. Or maybe she doesn't need to trade. She doesn't trade. Yeah, trade. Then Ronnie is just going to get a heat back twice. Or could get a heat back and then spend 4 as karma to get rid of wanted. But then if she needed to put heat out for any reason, we would be advancing darkness instead. I think, yeah, just get your heat back. Investigate. Tina is lead and is going to look at what... Oh. Tina looks at what this is, though. No, keep your heat out there. Keep your heat... No. If Tina looks at what this is... We can still help each other. Then what I'm saying is Ronnie would have to do this, which she's no good at. Because there'd be nothing to look at here. So maybe Tina should just rest, and she's just here for support right now. And she's got this for next time. But then why does she need to trade it off Ronnie? I don't know. She's going to heal. Ronnie's going to investigate. A neighbour's request. Someone always needs your help. This is a side mission. We haven't got time for a side quest. The burglary, minor case. You need to do this to win the game. You have an urgent call from a long-time acquaintance to come to their apartment. When you get there, you find your friend distressed about being burglarized as several cherished family heirlooms have been stolen. They want to hire you to recover the items. If you accept the job, add this as an active case or advanced darkness. We'll be on 11. So we would have to put 2 clues on this to solve the case. Which we do have. Oh no, she's just spent this, hasn't she? Or we advance darkness and then don't have to do this. You've been burgled, we'll help you. Will we? I don't know. Right, these are clues though. And Tina's okay here, and Ronnie's got the wild. We need to find these suspects. Right. Pass back. Darkness. There are always dirty jobs for people willing to do them. Each investigator may add a token to heat to gain 5 credits. If 2 or more do, advance darkness by 1. So, Ronnie is going to do it. And he's going to put those 5 credits on the mission. Taking us up to 20. Out of the 80 we need. Have these got film on I'm supposed to take off? Looking at them now, it looks like they have. Should have known with acrylic things. If there are 3 or more orange tokens on the board, face up, nope. Advanced darkness. There are not, because I would have snatched them up if there were. Okay, not so bad for darkness. These are both clue tokens. We should both stay here. And hoover them up first. Tina is going to draw. Her hand limit is 7. So she can draw 3 cards. Without having to discard anything. Maybe we should draw 4 and we'll just discard this muscle card. Because you check your hand limit when you do the draw action. And then she'll get a heat back. We've been doing well without Ronnie needing to shuffle, haven't we? Ronnie is over a hand limit right now, so he's just going to get a heat action. And then... She gained the money, didn't she? Oh yeah, she put it on the mission. Could have gained a card. No, we need to try and succeed at this. Investigations. Ronnie is first. Oh, what's this? Bag of tricks. Used to add +X to a skill test, where X is the number of local skill cards you discard from your hand or in play. See, he's got a lot of them. So it's Ronnie first. And we're just investigating here. The landlord pounds on your door. You're pretty sure this isn't a social call because you're 3 months behind on rent. Test Mojo 6 or Mind 5. This isn't going to get us a token, is it? Mojo 6 or Mind 5. If it's Mojo 6... But you can have 3 things out now the armor's gone. These ruby goggles should have gone out ages ago. They only help in stakeouts, though. So she can use her local contact for +1. And there's 3 spending a heat. 4, 5, 6. Got 6 right now for a 6 test. Seven, and Moxie is not being tested, so we don't need to draw another fate card. So that is successful. We could use the wild card for quick thinking. I think you said that, James, didn't you? ages ago when I was debating which one to take. Right, what did we get? You change the topic at hand to the many code violations within the apartment, and the landlord shrinks away. You gain a karma token and may reshuffle your deck without turning a location dark. That would be bad for Tina's quick thinking. I don't think we're going to do it. That is really good. But Ronnie's got a great discard pile right now. So. Oh, this is a stakeout. Oh, that was on a damage card that Tina no longer has. So the stakeout tells us... You search for a suspect in the Black Dragon Lounge, a dingy tavern of ill-repute scoundrels. Naturally, you feel at home here. You take a secluded table in the back of the lounge, drink and chat with the waitstaff while waiting for your suspect. In time, the suspect enters and meets an unidentifiable person. You ask the friendliest waitress if she would do a little spying for you. You may pay 3 credits. This is Tina, isn't it? 3 credits or a karma to convince a waitress to listen in and report back to you. Don't have any of that. We're going to gain a clue token. Burn 2 cards. A nice 3 mind gone there. And draw 3 local skills and keep 1. Oh, turn my lights off there. Wrong button. Omni Tool. Discard a mechanical to draw 2 cards once per turn. A new mechanical, or discard to draw 3 fate cards in a mechanical test and choose which one to keep. I think Omni Tool. I can have any number of items out, can't I? Thanks to my multiple arms. Yeah, we'll have that. Right. So that's that. Tina's first. Darkness card. Space encroaching. Green screen not going to work as well. Why is it that new clients always show up when you already have a big case? The lead investigator either activates another minor case or advances Darkness 2. We can't have another one, can we? I should have taken the 1 Darkness from not having this one. We'll get to see another mission, even if we fail this one. So we've got another mission that I need to be doing. As things encroach the green screen cam. The messenger. I am not a messenger service. You respond to the job offer of transporting a package to Hollywood Estates. But if you are a person with special skills, the oily man pleads as he wipes the sweat from his forehead with a perfumed hanky, and I believe you can deliver it safely. I didn't read that right, did I? The payment looks to be good, and he's offering 5 credits now and 5 credits when delivered. You take the job, gain 5 credits, and the investigator takes this card in the package, or draw a fate card, and if it's odd, you advance the Darkness +1. When the investigator with the package is at Hollywood Estates during the investigation phase, rather than a normal encounter, they resolve a random 26 card. I do like the sound of doing that. Take 5 credits. We'll need 3 of them to get a passport. Let's move Tina's damage to here for now. Okay, and you need to go back on the bottom of Ashtown. So, these are clue tokens. We still had stuff from the Darkness card, didn't we? Where is it? Here. The lead investigator, Tina, may add a token to heat, so has to put 2 down because of a mutation, and take a damage, which would be a 3rd damage. No effect. Discard it. To take the top token at her location, which we know to be a clue. So we put these out, didn't we? So could spend these in investigation to solve that burglary. Because anyone... Ronnie is going to be going up to Hollywood Estates, isn't she? Don't have to do that right now. Tina is going to draw 3 more cards. That puts her up to a hand limit. Psychic Transmitter. Used to play a card to assist any other investigator if you were both in the same city section rather than the same space. So it's drawn up and can take a heat back. Now we want to move, don't we? It's got a load of mechanics, it's got a load of mojo. We've got clue tokens. Ronnie's got moxie and muscle. Maybe we don't do the message right now. We both go over here. And then Ronnie can get a heat back and hang on to those. Or leave your heat there. And while you were here, you spent 3 credits to get a passport. So can, in the future, go up to Hollywood Estates and deliver that message. Right. Tina is spending a clue token. Which one? The fingerprint. To have a look at this. And let's get them out of the way. And it's going to say, it is Charles Chunk Crank. Add a token to heat, which means 2. And draw a random 54. Let's read about Charles Chunk Crank. A demented mutant wanted for a number of crimes, including the mass murder at the Demon's Eye Club 7 years ago. This mutant is gigantic in size and is considered to be extremely violent. 55 for getting him, but this sounds bad. 54, you say? That was not the token we used. You would not really expect it. Muscle 7? You would not really expect it to find Crank so easy, but it is hard for a mutant his size and temperament to hide. You wonder why the cops had not found him yet, and as he charges toward you in an angry rage, you suspect most cops did not really want to. Hopefully the bounty will be worth the pain. Test Muscle 7. Okay. Could this have been Muscle? No. So, we have -1 Muscle. So we're starting at -1. Ronnie can bring us to +2. We would have to put an extra heat out now to play the wild card. Is there a muscle in a discard? No. Okay, so discarding local cards will give us +X. So we're at 2 right now. 3, 4. We can discard a mechanical to draw 2 cards. Not helpful. That'll put us on 4, and we need what? 7. Okay, use this. Take a heat and advanced darkness for the second heat to use the wild. So that is... How many did I discard? 2. 4. 7, right? And I've got nothing else that can help. 7. Don't have any karma. +3. Yeah, good. Yeah, it was not a move test, so that is the end of the fake cards. A lot of stuff spent, but that feels good. This is 55 coming in, if we're okay here. Oh, no. Battered and bruised, you sit on top of Crank, wiping blood from your forehead and your arms and your chest and your legs. Well, you're bleeding pretty much everywhere, but you did take down the rampaging mountain of a mutant. Thankfully, the police arrive with a large criminal transport wagon, and you get Crank inside before he regains consciousness. Draw 3 fake cards and suffer the damage equal to the total. Ignore plus or minus. This might kill Tina. 4. This just does not kill her. 4 damage. So this one, -1 to mechanical. 2. Oh no. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sprained ankle, -1 move. May discard when revealed by spending a karma. Doesn't have any karma. Ouch, 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 ouch. So it's probably going to be healing a while. But that is 55 credits coming in. And you better believe they are all going on the mission. We need 5 more credits. Where do we know that we can get 5 more credits? By going and handing in this message to Hollywood Estates. And then we need 1 more clue to solve the burglary. This can be done. Tina's nearly dead, but it can be done. Okay, that was just Tina's thing. So now Ronnie gets a normal investigation. She doesn't want to just heal, does she? Okay. You're not on anymore because you will need to go away. This is so good. Torrance investigation. You sit on the steps with Gwyn, the friendly neighbour lady, and drink gin for hours as the citizens pass by. You tell her about your case and how you've come to a dead end. After a while, the loony woman chimes in. Test Mind 5. Okay. So, it's not a stakeout. This is not the symbol we wanted it to be. We wanted it to be either of the other two. Tina can contribute 2. Four. Could spend karma to succeed. It'd be nice to get a clue token that could win us the game. Spend a karma and redraw. Okay, I have -2 instead. Karma, redraw that. +1 fate, better. What do we need? 5. 5. Right, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. And Moxie isn't what we're testing? Brilliant. One of Gwyn's inane tales triggers a connection and it all comes together in your mind. Gain a karma token and the top token of any location in LA-1. Hi everyone. Don't know what that dropout was for there. I assume that was a few seconds because it went blank on the preview as well. I assume that was a few seconds because it went blank on the preview as well. So let me know what the last thing you saw me say was, and I'll recap in case you missed anything. I hope it wasn't Ronnie's test, because that was really good. Oh, I'm seeing myself on the preview now in the past. Maybe you didn't miss anything. Maybe it went blank for a while and then kick back in. Let me know, though, when the lag catches back up. Some really cool stuff just happened. Fine. Fair enough, then. It's just tricking me with notifications and bing bongs. Okay. Good stuff is happening. Now bad stuff's about to happen. It's good to have friends in low places. Each investigator that's at a location with another investigator gains a karma token. I'm happy with that. If no investigators are at the same location, advanced darkness. The lead investigator wins 6 credits from a card shark and then adds a token to heat. Well, okay then. 5 of those credits can go on to here. And we immediately win the game. No. I don't think this is actually specified in the rulebook. There's one really cool thing about this, as well as the game itself, is that, like, there are loads of encounters and interactions of items and blah, blah, blah. But, like, the rules to the game itself are, like, 10 pages long, including, like, flavor about the locations and examples and things like that. There are not a ton of rules to get into this. Why did you start explaining that? What was your point? Oh, yeah. But they aren't bad rules at all. But I feel like in some places, like that thing of not mentioning you can't win unless you do your minor cases, because otherwise what would be the point of them? There are a few things like that where I'm like, I'm not really confident. I'm not really confident of the rules. Like, it wasn't hard to learn, but there are a few like greyish areas. But they're pretty good overall, and it's great to have it like not be very rules heavy at all. Like, I do miss like I love in Eldritch particularly, but also in Arkham how you're building up all of these little item cards and wheeling and dealing and all of this. But this is like a much easier game to explain to someone that you just go anywhere and do a thing. There might be an effect for you going somewhere. Anyway, this isn't a review, is it? It is now. So I think we're gonna have to split up, aren't we? That was the darkness card. So Ronnie will trade this to Tina, who will sort out the burglary, and Ronnie is going to move, spending her passport to Hollywood Estates, and draw up a card in case there's a test involved here. Just going to draw one. When do we get to choose to shuffle? Is that when we're drawing cards? You could turn the location dark to... Was it a different action? No, it's a free action you can always do. So could turn Torrents dark and shuffle first. Yeah, we didn't see that mechanical card. Turn Torrents dark. Each time you gain a clue token from this location, you need to add a heat. And shuffle first. Yeah, I think so far the designers have been pretty... There aren't a million rules questions. There's a few things on cards as well. There's a couple of... They seem minor misprints, the ones that I've seen in the forums. But yeah, the designers seem very active in replying to them, which is always great as well. Because like what this... Like I've read a couple of positive reviews of it as well that are like comparing it to old Fantasy Flight stuff. You know, when Fantasy Flight made amazing things. But no offense, Star Wars, whatever you are, but I'm not interested in the fight each other card games. It's like this is a really solid thing already, and it's got a little expansion that was part of the Kickstarter and stuff that I hope will be available. But I hope this does well enough that like pour expansions onto it. Just with the stuff that's here right now, we don't even need any more locations or any of that. Obviously, more cards for the decks, brilliant. Just more cases as well. You could throw a couple of investigators in there, more cases, more options for things. You could, I suppose, put more cards into the variability for these existing cases too. But yeah, just more. That's what like Eldritch Horror, just as it was when we first played it. I think we had the first expansion, which people consider an essential one anyway. But adding all of those things, sure, it added new mechanics that you don't always have to use and all of that stuff. But the sheer amount of encounter cards in these decks, and to be fair, there's quite a few in there already. But yeah, let's have more for it. It's so good. What am I doing? I was looking in the rules for when you can shuffle your deck. So now she's gone there. Her draw action, she'll draw 3 cards and have to discard one. Sure, that's the most you can draw. Keep. I don't know what this is going to entail. Keep these 2, I guess. I was hoping to draw the wild. Probably, wasn't I? She's got some karma that might help her out. And then Tina is just going to go somewhere that isn't dark. Although I think we're not having an encounter, are we? So it doesn't really matter. She can put these items out and draw 3 more cards. She'd make the location dark. Each time you gain clue tokens, take damage. But that would kill her. Oh yeah, we were going to heal, weren't we? But no, just don't draw anymore. And hope that it's all alright. Okay, Ronnie. When the investigator with the packages at Hollywood's estates during the investigation phase. Yeah, this is now. At the start of the investigation phase, you draw a card. That's for being in Hollywood estates. A mojo. Rather than a normal encounter, you resolve a random 26 card. And this is just for like a side mission thing. Darkness go there. Did I resolve all of that? I think I did. You are welcomed into the lavish estate by an elderly woman. She has tea delivered to the study where you present her with the package. To your surprise, she opens it in front of you and begins to extract some ancient discs. These are recordings from before. Her words trail off. No need to finish the sentence, as everyone knew that before means before the atomics. You watch her face glow with happiness as she hugs a music disc to her bosom and exclaims, "Oh, this one is mine." At first, you do not know what she means, but she goes on to tell you that she was a singer and an actress of considerable renown before the bombs, and knowing that several angels use DNA cloning to stay young, you ask her age. She smiles and proudly states, "Oh, she's young, sorry." Wait, you said she's elderly. I suppose you can be elderly and keep cloning yourself. "I'm over 250 years old. Here, put the disc in the ancient player and push play." You do as she commands and the music starts to play. You listen and talk and marvel at her stories of the world before the atomics. Move to Mason Doyle Investigations, where we started. Collect 5 credits and draw 3 local skill upgrade cards. Yeah, 5 credits. Why are you confused by that? And draw the cards, adding 1 to your hand. We'll have 2 mechanical, why not? Do a perfect elderly lady. Betsy's been dead for 10 years. Case closed. So, the messenger. Case closed. Lovely. So I know they might make us lose the game by agreeing to take all of these cases, but taking darkness make you lose the game too. That's great. That's one of the best bits of the game so far. Okay, so that was Ronnie back at Mason Doyle Investigations. Tina is still out there taking care of the burglary. So, as our advanced case action, you look at sleazy fences, pawn shops, and talk to street contacts to find the stolen items. We can add 2 clues to the case and draw a random 27 card. Uh-oh! The face of someone who realizes that we're not ending the game here. We kind of need to. You watch from a distance as a truck used to fence stolen goods is being loaded at the back of a warehouse. You decide the best way to find out if the items you seek are in the truck is to pose as an interested customer with credits to spend. Test Moxie 5. Should probably have healed. This is really bad because Ronnie's not here. Didn't know she's going to get sent back here, though. Could have been stood here to do the mission. So we have no Moxie. Ronnie would have had a couple to contribute. I guess this means we spent the clues, right? We don't just get a chance to do this again. Have we got to spend the 2 clues again? I would assume so. We've got a karma. I mean, a load of positive fate cards could get us through this. And we've got... Oh, we can make a mind card, a mind number mechanical while. It's doable, isn't it? Don't give up right now. We've got a quick thinking as well. What have you got in your discard pile? Moxie, 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 Moxie. Okay. So there's 1. We can discard this to make mechanical wild. So there's 4. You don't help. Got no... We can discard upgrade cards from in play to use this again. So we're at 4. 5, 6. What do I need? 5. So we're at 6. And we've got a karma. These don't matter. 6. 7. Boom. We've got all the items and things. Your act is convincing, so the crooks open the truck and let you look around. Sure enough, you find the items you are looking for, so you wave a fake police badge instead of money, which sends the crooks running. You take the stolen items back to your friends and refuse their payment. After all, they are good friends. Gain a karma token, I don't know why I'm taking it. Draw 3 major skill upgrade cards, because it's telling me to do it in this order. And why don't you want to look at 3 more major skill cards? Okay, these are the same card, but 3s, and you get the choice of 2 skills. Trench coat, use when taking a lay low action to regain an extra token from heat. Tina would probably really want that right now if the game was going on. But the last bit of that sentence. Case closed. We have solved the case of the burglary too. We have 80 credits to pay the 2-player equivalent of the debts to Mason Doyle's investigations. 3 fugitives are at large, including the DNA cloning guy, but that's a problem for some other private investigators because we win. I thought it was going to go so bad, like when I didn't have any, when I forgot about the items and didn't have any moxie. Like, oh no, I'm going to have to go and get 2 more credits, and then we're going to have to come and see if we had the thing. So if I just waited until Ronnie was here another round, it would have all been easy. Thankfully, luck was on our side there. I thought that was all going very, very wrong, but it all turned out quite nice in the end, didn't it? So, I'll just briefly at the end say, I think, yeah, that case 5 is an expansion. Only a little expansion. It's this new case, so a little deck of cards for them. 2 new characters. And some tokens that I assume revolve around... there are 3 android laws. So let's have a look at the... I'll quickly show you the cases that are in it. So you've just seen big bounties, and you can play them all as a campaign. I'll have a look at that in a sec, because I haven't seen how that works. You've got murder in the worst degree. There she was, dressed in a brilliant white dress, and her skin was perfectly bronzed. She was beautiful. After all, she was an angel, and she would have been perfect if she had been alive. But she wasn't. Probably wouldn't say it like that in a in a film noir, would you? Rapture in the City of Angels. Angels are disappearing from the city, and the flamboyant Reverend Sun is preaching that the rapture has begun. When you are hired to investigate the most recent vanishing angels, you doubt Reverend Sun's insight to the rapture. Something mysterious is happening in the City of Angels, but you doubt it is anything heavenly. Be careful advertising that case on Board Game Geek. The Deadly Dingus. She hired us to recover the dingus. It sounded simple enough, but we knew her advance payment was too much for her story to be true, but just enough that we didn't care. And finally, the expansion case. When laws fail. There are 3 android laws. Do no harm to humans, nor allow them to harm. Obey orders from humans, as long as they do not violate law number 1. Protect its own existence, as long as it does not violate laws number 1 and number 2. Now several angels are dead, and some people fear the laws are void. That sounds so good, doesn't it? It's the Prime Directive. Hopefully they're not going to harm any OCP personnel. What else was I going to show you? Oh yeah, the characters. Have a quick look at how the campaign works, because it's just start from case 1 and play them in order. It's an optional play mode where you play multiple cases back to back as one ongoing story. After you finish a case, you can pick any unplayed case for your next game. During a campaign, players should continue to play the same investigators unless their investigator is killed, which Tina very nearly was. You get a penalty and get a new investigator, I think. When ending a game in campaign play, there will be consequences and rewards. Was there? Oh, wait a minute. We need to resolve the card for succeeding, don't we? When the landlord enters to collect his rent, he finds you and your associates gambling with a large number of credits in the pot. Typical. He snarls as he angrily marches towards the table. Once again, you are short on credits and choose to upgrade... I can't read. Once again, you are short on credits and choose to gamble what you have rather than pay your bills. I meant it. He yells as he brings his fist down on the desk, causing the credits to bounce. That hurts. To his shock, you all start laughing, and you turn to him and say, "Relax. This is your payment on the table. All of it." The landlord is speechless as you stuff the credits into his pockets and push him toward the door and out of the office. As you shut the door and turn back to your colleagues, you exclaim, "Great job, everyone." And you mean it. It was a team effort. Someone hands you a glass of whiskey, and lifting it, you toast. Thanks to all of you, Mason Doyle Investigations lives. In unison, you all down the shot as you reflect upon the fact that Mason Doyle Investigations does live, at least for one more case. And in LA-1, that is all you can hope for. Case closed. In the campaign, you would give card... Should we have a look at it? Spoilers if you don't want to see what card 246 is. But I do. Maybe this is a campaign. I don't know. It is aged whiskey. Play in front of investigators during case setup. When you move to Mason Doyle, you can refill your hand to your maximum hand size. That's pretty cool. they begin future cases with that card played in front of them. Nice. I'm glad I was looking into the campaign rules because I forgot that there was a card that finished it all off with. From game to game, investigators keep all their status conditions, which I assume we would stay mutated and wanted, and put them into play during the setup of the next case. Any conditions should be kept with the investigators and put into play in the setup. Each investigator can also keep in their skill deck a number of upgrades, local or major, equal to the number of cases you have finished in this campaign. So we can finish one card. We can keep one card. You probably choose one of the major ones, right? Like the wild card and the get anything out of the discard, probably. During a campaign, you do not need to reset the encounter decks between each case. Only shuffle old discards back in if the entire deck is completely empty. If you need to pack up between sessions, I'm supposed to be discarding them then, I guess. If you need to pack up between sessions, bag the discarded cards separately, and each player should place their conditions in a separate bag with their starting cards. If there are any case-specific cards they need to carry over, assign a player to put them in their bag. And a little thing about what if someone dies. You just get someone new, but there's a penalty. Return your character card and all related tokens and cards to the game box. Advance darkness 2 spaces and choose a new character that you will start playing your next turn. Set up the character as if you're starting the game new. If you're playing a campaign, you may not play the eliminated investigator for the rest of the campaign unless there are nobody else left. Then they come back to life, I guess. And I'll just quickly show you the other people that we could have been. So both of these characters, Ronnie and Tina, were from the base game. And you could also be... There's Doyle. Bit John Lennon. You can be Zachary ZZ Zane. Bit Pedro Pascal. You can be Peter Sharkowski, the Shark. Alana Barston, the Infiltrator. Or Freddie Everstoney, the Author. And then the expansion that added the 5th case also adds Anthony Vetter, the Retired Detective, and Anita Fine, the Escaped Android. Should have done them on the other side, I guess, really. You can pause, and if it's not too blurry, have a look at their character bios. So, yeah, what have we got? Like 10 characters? 9. 7 plus the 2 that are in here right now. So like a fair chunk of them, and everyone's got their own different starting deck with their strengths and their skills and the items that are in there, as well as all the ones that we can gain. So far, very, very pleased with this. As I was saying, I definitely was talking about it in the vote and stuff, and I think I've mentioned it a few times, that this probably, I don't know, loads of things aren't announced until late in the year and stuff, but for things that we knew were coming out this year, probably my number 1 anticipated game, just because how much I want like emergent narrative games like this. And yeah, I saw a bit of it in the test, but I was a bit wary because I was just like not really understanding things and just trying to learn the game. When I was playing it last night, I was like, yeah, this could be fun, but it's not clicking yet. But like straight from the beginning this time, I think I was being way too cautious when I was doing my little test as well, not spending any karma and stuff. It's like, let's just get it spent and let's get passing these tests and stuff. So yeah, very much enjoyed this. It would be very different playing it again with all the different cards we saw, and there's a load of different cases in it so far. But yeah, Trick or Treat Studios, that I think that are like they've done a fair few board games at this point, but they are primarily, they do Halloween looking things. They do like, I think, not like costumes, but they do like intricate figures and stuff as well. Like what am I thinking of the word for? Are they all called action figures? Like models, like really fancy stuff of like, you know, Freddy Krueger and stuff. I think that's like their main business, and the board game thing has been a smaller sidearm that's been growing. But yeah, I really hope that this is done well enough to like keep it going and do more. Surely they've got ideas that didn't get put into this stuff. And as I say, yeah, just like expansions like that, couple of characters, a new case, cards for the case, and I don't think it came with any new cards for these things, but that would be a nice little extra as well. Like, you don't necessarily, there's already a lot of locations out here right now. Just like maybe that would need a bigger expansion to throw things on there. I'm sure there's loads of twists and turns, like more darkness cards, things like that. There's so much you could do just with like smallish expansions. And hey, who knows? I'd be happy with larger expansions too. Let's see some other places, but I don't know where on the table those other places would go. But yeah, this will definitely be back. I really, really enjoyed this, and I've had hankering as well for it. It's been ages. It's been over a year, I think. Has it since I played Eldritch Horror and anything like it as well? Like Fortune, like obviously Eldritch and Arkham share a lot of DNA. Fortune and Glory is quite different, but it's still got that, adventuring around the locations, drawing cards, building your characters up, and things like that. I need to try. I've got Secrets of the Lost Tomb, which I know is getting all redone and stuff, but I've got the old one. I hear great things about it. Like Daniel at the Dungeon Dive, it's like his favorite game, and I think I've played one game by myself, which is kind of a learning game as well, and things weren't clicking. But I really want to try that again as well, because I think that is the only one maybe in that kind of classification. Because there's like Roombound as well, but it's very different. You're still making up a narrative and stuff. I don't think that is similar to one of these. I think it's maybe a bit more RPG like, but I've got Dungeon Degenerates that I've had for a couple of years now that I really want to get tried. Of all of these things that that at the time over the last, not recently, because I've been trying to not buy as many games while I try and cut this room down to not have piles of games in it so I can get around it again. But yeah, in the few years after, whenever that was, 21, 22, rediscovering Eldritch and Arkham and stuff, I was looking into like, what is anything like this kind of narrative game? Because I want to try them all. And I have still got a few in the wings that I got at the time and never tried. Speaking of big narrative things as well, I've got Kingdom Death Monster. And I filmed a load of it last year when I was kind of on semi-paternity, when I wasn't streaming as much and Sabrina was very little. There were times where I could, like, they're in very, like, little fragmented pieces, but there are some episodes that's finished to edit that could go up. I'd really like to get back to finishing that off as well. And I've been really thinking, we need to do the May vote. Because I think we've done 3 things off the April vote now, even though I want to keep doing more of them. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, we need to do the May vote, and it's probably going to be the revisit one that I delayed from April. And I've got a load of M games on it, just by coincidence that loads of the ones that I wanted all began with M. But one of the things I really want to, because I've forgotten I'd done a playthrough for it. It was go on the one from March of like, we've been going 10 years and never done a playthrough of this. Agents of Smirch, but I did do one ages ago. Because I remember that me and Rach did one of the Epic edition, that everything Epic got all the rights to it and redid the art and all of this stuff and redid the books and stuff and the mistakes and blah blah blah. I think probably the main reason that we didn't like that is that we love the old edition of Agents of Smirch. Our hearts are on that. We've had that since pretty early into us board gaming in general, and I've always loved that. If you haven't seen Agents of Smirch, vote for it in the in the revisit vote. I've got playthroughs of it you can watch, but it's a big storybook game like Tales of the Arabian Nights, where you get a little story passage and then you make a choice and follow on in the story and roll some dice to see if you succeed or not. But it's all just a great big James Bond parody story. It's great. So yeah, not being biased is what I want to win, because I want loads of them to win really. Millennium Blades is another one. I haven't played that for years. But that's all for another time, isn't it? We are nicely in my time limit as well. I won't have to rush about now to be ready for Taskmaster and stuff. I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm glad that you're here chatting to me through it as well, because yeah, I feel vindicated for my excitement at the moment and can't wait to play it again. And at some point, like, we used to play games with our friends. Like before Sabrina was born, we used to play games with our friends most Saturdays, which we haven't done since she was born. I think this would be a good one for the group to play as well. I think Rachel would really enjoy this because Rachel's with me on all of the story narrative things. Grace Caden's First Light, I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I am not doing very well at cutting down the games. The number is shrinking, but the number was so high that it doesn't feel like it right now. But hopefully we'll get there. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. Coming up soon, we have playthrough for Uprising Curse of the Last Emperor is on Patreon early. It will be coming up on YouTube next week, I think. I have filmed a playthrough for Personal Demons, which is the new game from Judson Cohen, Tetix Games, who did Deep Regrets, that I did a playthrough for a couple of years ago. That is filmed, and I'm not entirely sure when it's going to go up, but that's on the way as well. And live next week, maybe we'll do the vote, and it'll be something from the vote live next week. I wanted to as well. Like, if you haven't seen it and you're vaguely interested, even if you don't think you're interested, Let's Go to France went up on Tuesday. I couldn't put that one up early because of reasons. But yeah, it's Let's Go to Japan, but with more gameplay stuff. And even though I was thinking, well, Japan is the setting that I want, like, not as excited about France going into it when it was just announced when I played it and saw all of the extra stuff in it. Shouldn't say because I was played to make that playthrough, but it's different if you're just thinking, oh, it's Let's Go to Japan again, but in France with new stuff, and it's really exciting if you were a fan of Let's Go to Japan, as I was. And I didn't realise when I did the playthrough for it that the Kickstarter for Let's Go to France has got an expansion for Let's Go to Japan on it. So, very excited about more of that. Anyway, I should go. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. You can support the channel on Patreon. You can join as a YouTube member. I hope you do. I hope you enjoy what I make and you are able to and would like to help me continue to do it. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon. Enjoy Taskmaster, that I assume you are either already watching or are watching in half an hour like we are. Bye, everyone. Bye, bye, bye.